Building this router jig wasn't on my mind when I was working on my yellow cedar planters. I didn't think I needed it. I was so stoked when I saw the results after watching these test videos on corner joints from several YouTube creators.
A simple miter joint is third place at 200 to 210 pounds.
Boy, was I wrong or what? The miter averaged 2,646 pounds. Yikes.
The original videos are linked in the description below. Despite watching all those clips, I still had my doubts how the glue joint would hold up on planters exposed to the harsh environment in the rainforest on the west coast of Canada. Regardless, I was eager to try it anyway. But for some reason, my mitered glue joints didn't work as I had envisioned. Unfortunately, my dreams were short-lived, as you can see here. The only one to blame here is me. Perhaps, or more likely, lack of patience to wait for the glue to cure. To be honest, I was happy to build that particular router jig. I just liked the idea of having one. Does it need to be pretty? Not really. All it needs to do for me is a job. So I started building the router jig by using some plywood offcuts, which I have plenty laying around. You can either measure the base of the router or, like I did, establish the width for the centerpiece by holding one side board to the table saw fence and sliding the router base in between the board and the saw blade and lock it in place. Remove that side panel and cut your centerpiece to width. I then measure the thickness of that one side panel. In my case, it's about 3/4 of an inch. Divide that by 2 and you get 3/8 of an inch. I made several cuts to that depth until I had a slot wide enough to accommodate a 1/2 inch centerpiece where the router slides on. I used my precision miter gauge to cut a triangle at 90 degrees out of the side panel so the jig would sit nice and secure on a square box, and finish the cut with my Japanese carpenter pull saw. Now I was ready to glue the jig together, and so I did. I also temporarily clamped a space in between the side walls with the exact width of the router base to prevent the sides from tilting while the glue was drying. At the same time, I was able to cut in a slot with a 1/2 inch router bit and added stops on each end of the jig. I discovered one problem with my jig. By using a 1/2-inch plywood centerpiece where the router slides on, the router bit didn't reach as far down as I would have liked to. You are supposed to drop the router bit in as far into the collet as the line shows on your router bit for safe operation. So I had to modify the jig by cutting out a little more at the bottom in order for the router bit to reach the desired depth to cut the Dovetail spline into the corner of the planters. If you would like to see how I built these planters, check out the video in the end screen or in the description. Thank you for watching.